Hello everyone, let's continue our course. In this chapter, we first talk about ARP. ARP is the name of Address Resolution Protocol. So what kind of address need to resolution? First, let's see about these two hosts, host A and host B. They need to communicate with each other. Host A need to first know about the IP address. IP address is 10.0.02 is the host B. But how to encapsulate the packet? We first encapsulate the packet and then about the Ethernet frame. This is a problem. How to encapsulate the destination MAC address? Host A need to use this tool, this ARP tool, to getting the MAC address of host B. By default, host A cannot know host B MAC address. So this ARP is actually it has two types of message, ARP request and ARP reply. When host A need to sending a packet to this address, it uses ARP to request the destination MAC if they are in the same line. Okay, after sending this request, because this request is broadcast, so host B will receive this information. Okay, here is the broadcast. And the reply use this format. This is unicast. Reply a unicast to host A. The information like this, MAC address 10.0.02, and this is the real MAC address of itself. After host A receive all this information, it can use this as the destination MAC and encapsulate the packet and forwarding to this one. Next one is proxy ARP. Proxy ARP is a technology can be used in this scenario. The previous page describes the ARP request is a broadcast, but if there's a router, there are two networks. Between them, the broadcast cannot across the router. So if we already have this network, how to process ARP from here to here? If we have this problem, we can configure this router, this interface as the proxy ARP interface. How to process the request by this proxy ARP? If this host A send the ARP request, because it is a broadcast, this one will receive this request. And then because the router know these two networks ARP information, so it will copy this network A, the host information, and from here sending to this network. But with the different MAC address, because it is the proxy. Actually, when this PC forwarding packet to this one, the MAC address, destination MAC address, is this router physical interface. It will working as the proxy of these two networks. Next one is gratitude ARP. This is in special scenario. Some steps of when we start off this host. Maybe you have read this information. When you start your computer, sometimes it said there's address conflict. So that is because itself received the information of ARP reply. What is gratitude ARP? The host sending this request about its self address. If in this network only one host have this address, that is host A, there's no reply, so it can working normal. If there's other host reply about this information, that means there's IP address conflict. So the host A need to change another IP. That's why when our computer start up, it will send in the gratitude's ARP to make sure this IP address is unique in this line. Another one is RARP, Reverse Address Resolution Protocol. This is in special scenario. Two hosts, this is the client, maybe a workstation. This is a RARP server. In this topology, this workstation use the RARP to request itself IP address, because when it starts, it doesn't know about itself IP. It's just like we enable DHCP. We need to have an address. So it sends the RARP request. This RARP server will reply this information. It said your IP address is 10.0.0.1. After this reply received by this workstation, it will have an available IP to communicate. In this chapter, we have learned address resolution protocol, it's ARP, and proxy ARP, gratitude's ARP, to make sure there's no IP address conflict, and RARP. Here's the question. What kind of technology is used to request MAC address information from a destination IP? So which one will be used? Request MAC address, that means ARP. The answer will be A. That's all for this chapter. Thanks for watching.